Stepping slow at dawn, mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail, we bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench, sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word, don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see, we begin where we are. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. Out past the cedar line we kneel where the chanterelles hide. Bitter greens and rosemary, moon white stems in soil and pine. Someone names the healing leaf, someone knows the mushroom sign. Someone tells a grand old tale, and we pass it down in time. Don't assume the wound is yours, don't invent the cloud. Speak with care and listen deep, let the circle be proud. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. And if the week has worn us thin, we bring it to the table. Soup and stories, cracked out laughs, the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the herb jars, in our names. Every act of gentle care turns the dark into a flame. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys we belong. For agreements, for bright stones, we keep walking, we stay strong. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys sing it on. Grateful hands and open doors, we are many, we are one. We are many, we are one. Mystic journeys hold us close, mystic journeys hold us close.
Hello and welcome to Mystic Journeys with HB, Derek, and Nerdy. First of all, how are you guys doing tonight?
Better.
Better.
Yeah, it was a rough day. It was a long ass day.
Oh, cool.
It was
cool.
okay. It was
So did
productive.
you?
It just wasn't working on what I thought I was going to be working on. It's all right.
Okay.
It's part of being community support, I guess you could say.
Yeah, the mindset that I've kind of shifted myself to is how interesting, like how
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Like what an
Um,
interesting opportunity. Test
I
yourself.
yeah, I've learned some things about myself today. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, wow, cool. That's surprising. We don't have to get into
Yeah.
it if you don't want. That's cool.
No, no. I'm learning that I have some different skills that I didn't realize I had. That
Nice, cool.
I've been doing it enough these past few years that it's starting to come natural to me.
Wow, it's very funny. I was talking about that with a friend earlier about Yoda. Yeah, it's kind of the same concept, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like second nature, especially you've been born into it and you do it long enough. Comes like the Force with Star Wars. It's just a part
Yeah.
of you. Comes super easy, but it's really hard to do in the beginning.
You mentioned the Force, and I'm nerdy, so I'm gonna have to say this. You know that duct tape is like the Force. It
Well,
has it has a dark side, it has a light side, and it holds the universe together.
wow, it's a dad joke of the day right there. Derek, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing better. Doing better. Could be
Cool.
better, but doing better.
Cool. That's what I like to hear, man. Stats, I like. That's what I like to hear,
Yeah.
man. All right, now what's everybody in the chat? Derek's
Pull it,
in the chat. Got
pull it up.
Ray, Sharon, Exception. Nice to see all you guys here.
Yeah, glad you're all here.
Cheers. Debbie's
I'm
here.
pulling.
Richard's here.
I was a
Cheers.
little late
Those of
pulling up
you
the
guys
chat.
here.
I was a little distracted in the lead up.
It's
Sorry.
all good, man. It's all good. I got your back. Just like I like to do it in order rather than ask everyone how they're doing. Like we just like we'll ask how we're doing. I like to kind of do it that way. But yeah, cheers. Cool, cool. It's our way back Wednesday. Speaking of being able to live here, yeah, way back Wednesday. We're on week 30. Fresh my memory here. 32. Yeah, 32. The title of this is "Whom Have You Not Seen?" It's about um, seeing people for who they really are and getting them to see you for who you really are. And we'll talk a little bit about it. Um,
Seems like my theme today.
yeah, I
Anyway,
know. I was just gonna say. Yeah. So it's today's prompt is what questions do you generally ask when you take the time to get to know others? So it's really about communication. Um, that's some cool videos to go with this. So give everybody just a minute to join in. We'll get started here.
all right. What's up, Debbie and Richard? How's it going, guys? Ray Cook.
Cheers. I've seen you guys there.
I meant to reach out to you today, Ray Cook. I will reach out to you tomorrow. Today just got out of hand. It was unexpected emergency out of town, and I just got back into town. I just barely made it to the show. Yeah, Kim. Always awesome to see you, Kim. Mike Baraball, you have a package coming in the mail, just so you know.
Cheers.
The exception to the rule. Good to see you. Derek Anderson. Hi.
It's so funny because I don't know if you even checked Discord for your Jordan nerdy, but I've put a meme of somebody sliding into first base with their arms spread out. I was like, this is nerdy coming to the show.
How's it going,
So I
Sharon?
figured you'd show up just in time, knowing you. I was like, he's going to be here, but he's going to be here like just in the nick of time.
Sharon, always good to see you. MVP too. Mike, man, I love those guys. So today I did drop off all of the shirts from the past event. I dropped them all off in the Springs when I was there. I'm not expecting them to get to them till Friday, so we'll see. I'm gonna actually go back down there on Friday, and I'm gonna try to supervise the making of the shirts. So we'll see how that goes. It's one of the things I did today.
Cheers. Cool. Y'all are going to like today's show, I think. We had a lot to cover. Got Nerdy's mushrooms. Actually, we got 2 mushrooms to cover as far as that goes, and we'll be done with all our proposed state mushrooms, and we could just move on and just freestyle some mushrooms after this. We got some stuff after this reading. We're going to shift to talk a little bit more about chakras and frequencies we talked a little bit about last time. We're going to just talk about it in kind of like factual terms and then let people's minds wander here in the end of the show. But anyway, week 32 is Whom Have You Not Seen? And there's a quote from John Steinbeck. It says, I wonder how many people I've looked at all in my life and never seen. And today's prompt, I'll read it first before I read the story. You guys can answer this in the chat. What questions do you generally ask whenever you take the time to get to know others? Reading starts off, says, there are so many things you can learn about a person in 1 hour. Asking the right questions can help you get the most out of these conversations. And below are some questions that may be helpful in these meetups. We all have something that we're better at than a thousand others. But what are you incredible at? This question may help you determine the strengths of others and also gives them a chance to reflect on something we don't think about all of the time. Another question is, what is something that you're learning right now? This question helps to determine what excites others. Also, you or someone you may know could help them in this area. Another question it says here, what books have you recently read? This question shows what they're passionate about, and also they may be able to recommend a book that would be helpful, or sorry, that would benefit you in some way. I've had book clubs come out of these types of questions, which gives several people a chance to dive deeper into a book and gain knowledge and wisdom from each other. Another question, it says, what would your perfect day look like? And what would you be doing? This is something not everyone will know how to answer, but to get where we want and to go in life, we will need to know what that looks like. It's an interesting question and may spark something in them. Another last question here says, what's an important lesson that you've learned in life? I love to hear some people's mantras and great advice they've received or life lessons they've learned during times of struggle. There's a wealth of wisdom in these lessons. These questions are just a start. Anything that helps you get beyond the small talk and conversation about weather is key. And then again, that prompt says, what questions do you generally ask whenever you take the time to get to know others? And I guess we can answer some of these if you feel like. I think that what Einstein, we talked about this before, Einstein says that if he had an hour to answer a question, he would spend 55 minutes thinking of the right question to ask, and then 5 minutes asking the question. Because you learn so much more by the questions that you ask than, how many questions you ask or the way that you ask, or sorry, not the way you ask it rather, I guess, but like your first initial reaction to asking a question, what is going to be. It might not be what you think whenever you're 30 minutes into really contemplating, like what would I really be better to ask? And I can learn more.
I've had a lot of practice with this one because I used to drive for Lyft and Uber. Small world too. It's amazing how often you run into people that you'd never thought would know a friend of yours from another state.
What are some of the things you ask people?
How long you been in Denver? And it's interesting how often you get, how many different questions you get for that one. Or,
yeah, because it's a tourist city too, so people just coming in for the night. Or
one of the go-tos is like, what do you do for a living? Like, what brings you here?
Right, of course.
Yeah,
I bet you'd be surprised about that too.
Most people love talking about themselves.
Okay.
Most people, at least from my experience.
Right.
I'm sure a couple more come to me in a moment, but those ones were kind of boring. I used to tell people like, well, I can talk about just about anything. What do you want to talk about? And they're like, well, what do you know about string theory? I'm like, oh, God, they try to make it hard, I'm like, okay, well, let's see where this conversation goes. I don't say, that's the way I roll. I'm like, I'll talk about anything, and that makes it pretty easy to get to know somebody.
And how do you know if you know someone? We talked about this several times, and we talked about this personally off the show several times. Like, how do you think that you know whenever you know someone based on these things, like you said? Because it's all really just a mental chess game that people are playing all the time based on like how they interpret someone's feelings or if they're practicing the agreements or if they're not practicing the agreements, right? So what do you think? How do you know if you could really trust someone for who they are?
I don't think you ever know until you know.
Really?
Yeah. most of this, it's honestly, it's not something you should. I try not to worry about it too much. I'm a worrier, but like,
Definitely.
nobody's perfect, and I never expect anybody to be the person that they present. That's for sure.
100%.
I don't know.
Yeah, I always say one of my favorite quotes is that, clown makeup washes off in the rain. It's like this face that we put on that's a smile and excites everyone. When it rains and we lose our optimism, that smile goes away really fast. That clown makeup washes off in the rain really fast. If you see people for who they really are, their true colors.
Also, like, there's many times where you just see people at their worst, and
Yeah.
it's hard. It's hard.
Well, this is great point, dude.
Mhm.
Because when people are down, you think when you don't see people for who they really are, our mind wants to go to this person might be doing me wrong. Or really, it could be the opposite effect too. We're seeing somebody when they're down and they're out, and we think that this is what this person really is, and that might not be who they really are. In a better day, in a better life.
Or, yeah, like a good example of this is agreement number 4: always do your best. Your best is going to be different from day to day, but at the same time, I don't know. Today was an interesting day.
Do you feel like you did your best?
I did, absolutely.
Well, then that's all you can do, because now you can live. Now you can go to bed tonight without worrying and let it keep you up at night. No regrets.
I know I did a pretty dang good job today. I just didn't know what I was walking into before I got there.
Right. And that's why, to me, makes it interesting. It's like a gift. And this is what I was saying. Unconditional gratitude makes you look at life like that, where it's like, I didn't want this, but it's still a gift. And I have to look at it like, what is in me that why I don't want this? And you start to like analyze your life. Like, is it something in me that I don't want this? Or is it just like my personal preference? Or is it something that somebody told me that I didn't like this? Or should I still be appreciative of it? It's kind of that whole start questioning of line, like asking the right questions to yourself.
Yeah.
What
do you think, D?
I don't talk to strangers.
He was waiting on that one.
This is funny. This is another one of those instances, because this wasn't even an hour ago. This is like my dating profile. And for conversation starters, I have, what is your dream? What is your passion? What thoughts keep you awake at night?
Mm.
And those are questions that I answers.
Yeah.
Like, if someone can introduce themselves and she can tell me those things about herself, then that's something we can I think it's a good start.
That's really great.
Instead of a lot of people say, like, tell me your favorite movie. Well, having the same interest in a movie isn't anything really. I mean, there's some real good movies and there's some turds, and I mean, yeah, if they like a really crappy movie, I don't know. I mean, that's just one little flaw you can get past, but if you have a more meaningful conversation answer like that, what is your passion? If it's all about them, or if it's all about others,
Right on, brother.
And being of service, type of thing, then that's a lot more interesting. I want a greenhouse. No, well, why do you want a greenhouse? So I can grow food and give to people. You know what I mean? And get the conversation going like that, and more depth.
100%, dude. I like it a lot. And this kind of all goes together. This is nice because I think that, I thought about this for a long time. Whenever I was a kid, I used to think that you couldn't trust anyone and that people don't ever change, that they become who they are and they'll never change, which may be true most of the time. I'm not really sure. But what I do know is that that's not true and that you can trust people. And people who you can trust, you can trust them. And there's been tons of stories or cartoons or movies where it's been a villain that was the good guy at first, and no one can see it coming until he was, manipulative or whatever, right in the end. And that's kind of what I was saying, that clown makeup washes off in the rain. Eventually, like, you can see people for who they really are. Let me play a little quick clip on this.
Always trust everyone to be themselves, but trust in the fact that you can see them well. You know what I mean? So it's like, trust. It takes too much energy to not trust someone. You know what I mean? Takes too much energy. You only got to stay 2 steps ahead of them, whatever. But trust them to beat them.
To be themselves.
Trust the snake to bite you. Trust the lion to lie. Trust the thief to steal from you. Like, trust them to beat them. But know them when you see them. You know?
That's why I think that Derek's line of questioning is really good, because it skips all past the dinner question stuff and gets to the deep stuff and the deep questions. And it's exactly what you said, Nerdy. And trying to, like, not trusting people, it takes too much energy, man. It's too anxiety riddling. Your mind's in paranoia and anxiety and thinking about what people are going to do to you, or if they're after you, or any of that stuff. And it's like, you just gotta, trust people to be who they are and put them where they stand. It's like not being too gullible in your feelings and emotions. Just like looking at it for logical, and I can still love you, but I have to love you from back here, or I can love you from up here because you're that type of person. Yeah.
I'm having camera problems. It's like
No, you're okay. We can still hear you though. But yeah, I think both of you guys make super great points on this. This video doesn't exactly go with this. This is a little bit of a segue, but this is kind of cool because to me, this is like not asking questions necessarily as much, but it's just like shows like how when people interact in a first meeting.
On a flight home from Nashville, and I was like, can I grab a cup of coffee before we land? And she said, do you want cream? I was like, yeah, little. She brings me back a coffee, and it's half coffee, half cream. It was a cup of milk. And so I chugged the coffee, and then I was like, I'm gonna go to the restroom. And I said, can I get one more cup of coffee? And I get out of my seat, and my mind is going, tell her you don't want 2 creams. Tell her you do not want 2 creams. Just say 1 cream, please. Just say 1 cream. Go to the bathroom. Just say 1 cream. Just say 1 cream. Go to the bathroom. I was like, go in the bathroom. Just tell her 1 cream. Just say 1 cream. It's not going to make a difference. She comes out. She's like, same way. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
People pleasing is actually selfish. It's selfish in 2 ways. One is you're an empath and you don't want to feel someone else's bad feelings, and so it's about you. It's also selfish because you don't want to be disliked.
Oh, yeah. If I'm disliked, I can't control the situation. This is coming from a fear-based place because I am not confident internally enough to say something that might make someone upset. I have a problem telling the difference between your emotions and my emotions.
So not only do we get a hilarious story, complete with Kristen Bell's incomparable physical comedy, we also get a couple of really important lessons about people pleasing from Kristen and Adam Grant. It is both confronting and liberating to look at how people pleasing is selfish and how it's controlling. Okay, so it's confronting because for those of us who are people pleasers, we really do feel to the marrow of our bones that we are doing it to protect and to be nice to the other person. And listen, we become people pleasers for very good reasons, because at some point in our lives, it was not safe for us to speak our truth. So we have to be self-compassionate around how this behavioral adaptation came to be, even as we liberate ourselves from it. And what's liberating about this reframe is that the alternative to people pleasing, which is kind directness, is so much less cognitively and emotionally taxing for us. It is much less work for me to take a breath and speak to you kindly from my heart than it is for me to try to figure out how to manage you. And ultimately, it's going to be so much better for our relationship, because when my words and my intentions and my tone and my behavior are all aligned, you're going to end up trusting me more. You're going to feel at more ease around me.
Definitely. And that's how, it works on both ends of the spectrum. It's something I try to practice in my life, really, is to line up how I'm saying with what I'm saying and make sure that what I'm saying is how I'm feeling without over dramatizing my feelings or underplaying them. And a situation like that with the coffee, it could be like, no, it's fine, but it's not really fine to me, and it's a simple thing that, someone's asking you and their job's to help you, let them help you. It took me a long time to get over this. I still struggle with this a lot. What do you guys think?
I missed a lot of it because I had to jump out and jump back in to fix my camera.
She was basically saying, she was talking, I can play the very beginning of it if you'd like again, but yeah, she was saying that she had this story where she was on a plane, and the lady had asked her if she wanted some creamer in her coffee. She said yes, and she gave her like a half a cup of creamer and half a cup of coffee. It was like a lot of creamer in the coffee. So without saying anything to her, like she was saying, like just tell her you need just one creamer. Just tell her you just want one creamer, and then she couldn't do it. She was like, and then the lady even asked her. She was like, "Do you want it the same way as last time?" She's like, "Yeah, that's fine," even though it wasn't. And the lady goes on to describe what you heard at the end there. It's like people pleasing is like not really, it's kind of selfish. You're not doing what you think you're doing because you think you're helping someone by being kind to them, but you're controlling, it's manipulative. And she even admits to it. That's what her whole mindset was. We do it subconsciously without even being aware of it, right? And sometimes, like and again, as I talked about the other day, if we don't do it, like we've all done this before, where we felt this feeling of, hey, do you want some more sugar in your food or fucking your drink rather, sorry, or some more salt on your food or something like that? We're like, oh no, it's fine. But really we're thinking in our head, the only thing we can think about is how much better it would be if I had a little bit more sugar or salt. But yeah, we just try to like control the situation to make people happy, what we think makes them happy. When really in reality, the best thing you do is let somebody help you. Let somebody, gain that trust with you, build that relationship instead of being, deceitful. Because even though you're not lying, you're still like withholding the truth about how you really feel. And you can just be honest, and people will trust you more for that shit. And be like, you know what? Hold on, that was a little bit too much creamer last time. Lay back on that a little bit if you don't mind. Thank you. That's a way more, and then people will respect you for that shit. They'll look at you differently, as they should. Because you're like, you know what? I could see fighting that in you. Like you didn't want to say that, but you're like, I wanted to not be a burden, but I also wanted to get what I wanted to get, the experience that I wanted to get.
Kim says, confrontation is difficult and scary. I hate people being mad at me. This is one reason I go to Al-Anon every week. And then she says, don't take things personally.
Yeah, 100%.
Kim.
Yeah. Yeah, conversation in relationships is hard, and you're always gonna fight with everybody you meet, even your best friends, even the people that you love the most. It's just like how you get to ask to know them, how they, expect. Don't make assumptions. Communication, clear communication prevents all assumptions. Like if I just clearly, openly, honestly communicate to you, like, are you sure that? Because I feel like you're not telling me that you don't want more creamer in your coffee. You're just letting me go with it. And that gives somebody the opportunity to speak up. Like, okay, you know what? Yes. And clear communication on both sides. It works great that way. If it works, right?
I think Rhonda's ego is removed, because I think ego plays a big part of it, especially like, talking about food. Like imagine you saying to Gordon Ramsay, this risotto sucks that he just prepared. And he thinks it's perfect, and you may have prepared it right, but you like it with, I don't know, caramelized onions or something in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if it doesn't have you want in it, you think it sucks. But to, say, can you change it and do this or that? I think some instances you got to be a little bit delicate. Not it's about having what you want, and especially with food, like if you're going to be paying for it, but you got to be clear what you want too. If it's something
Right.
different,
Right. And then
otherwise
it's also
the ego is going to get hurt.
for sure. And there's a median between like being grateful for it too, right? Like sometimes, like if they can't get you what you want, just be grateful for what you got.
I think part of that is agreement number 3 is like the communicating part is not making assumptions. Being brave enough to ask questions and clarify.
Yes, brother.
Clear communication is going to solve so many problems.
It's hard. It's hard though because we're so used to trying to people please, and we're not even aware of it. We think we're doing the right thing, but we're doing everybody a disservice by not speaking our true hearts and how we really feel. It's tough. I still learn how to do that because it's that hard thing for me is just lining up what I want to say with how I say it, and not let my feelings overspeak my words or my tone over or underspeak my words or any of that. It's like clear communication is really difficult. This show has really helped out a lot. I'm not sure. I'm sure you guys have noticed, and a little bit of an, it's gotten better for you guys too, is what I'm trying to say, as far as like being able to speak publicly and how you ask questions and how you interpret what you're saying, and take a second to think about what you say before you say it. Really articulate it. But how it impacts others, really, like what you're saying, and like people are going to hear it, and they want to know that you're not speaking negatively or, you know, wrongly or any of this. So it's important.
Mel says you can get your point and your truth across without it being an argument. Just control your emotions.
Definitely, it's something I struggle with a lot. A lot of people give me a lot of grace for that. Do you want to go ahead? Well, you're about to say something.
Yeah, it's very fresh stuff. It's been a lot. It was a place.
Yeah, man. This is the universe. This book particularly speaks to us. No matter what's going on, it seems to be like perfect timing with this kind of. Always pops up just whenever we need it.
And yeah, I care deeply about my friends, and that's, I'm there. I just want to help as many people as I can. And it hurts sometimes when you see people suffering, and you can't. There's nothing you can do sometimes.
Right on. Yep.
Except be there for them, really. But yeah, Kim, I think you might be right about that brutal honesty, and perhaps not in the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Brutal honesty.
I think Kim is very wise in that sort of thing.
Set and setting.
You also have to have faith and trust in your friends whenever they're. Yeah. Yeah, you have to, whenever people are going through tough things, you have to kind of have trust and faith that they can go through those things, that they can deal with it. And I do 100% agree. You have to be there for them and help them out and let them know, like, hey, I'm here for you. I can do what I can do. But you have to look at them and be like, I have trust in this person that they're strong enough to get through this. It's just something they're going through, and they'll be able to get through it.
Yeah.
I struggle with that because it's that roller coaster of life.
Yeah.
I'm up here, I'm happy, I've got everything I want right now, and then you're down there, you've lost everything you got, and then it swaps over. It's like that tug and pull of where we are in our friends' lives and where they are in our life.
Yeah, and I've got friends who have struggled with the exact same thing, and I've seen them change their lives. So it's not like I'm giving up hope.
Yeah, I get it. Just going through the trench, me and David talk about this magic. Talk about the idea of going through the trench, like it's going through dark times. And when you become what we consider a trench walker, it's like these people who've been through dark things and they know how to navigate these dark times. They lead other people through with torches, like with light, to go through the dark tunnel and stuff. And to your point, the analogy we use is sometimes people decide, no, I've had enough. This cave is too dark. I'm too hungry. I want to sit right here and I'm done. And you have to decide in your head, it's like, well, we can't stay here, but we can't leave them here, So it's like you're stuck in between that rock and a hard spot. Do you pick them up and carry them with you, or do you wait for them? And then how long do you wait for them to get up and get back on their feet? Or, it's really good analogy because it shows like the dark that people go through, and you're there, and you're the only light that they have is that torch that you carry. Because you've been through this, you know what the dark times are like. And even though you're still going through the dark times, it's still like kind of the analogy of the cave. Like these things along the way will stop us, Like I'm done with this. I've lost all my optimism. It went out the window,
So what movie should we watch tonight?
I was just going to ask that.
I have one picked out. You guys in the chat can actually recommend a movie tonight if you want. While people are doing that, let's go ahead and do your mushroom if you want to.
Yeah, let's do that.
It's actually 2 mushrooms, so it's going to pop up a couple of different ones here. Species, the genus, and then we'll get to the species here because there's 2 different ones for this state. You guys can guess the mushrooms and the state.
Trichiloma maitake?
Yes, you're in the right area because again, there's two of these. Um,
It smells like cinnamon,
well, I didn't know that. I might have that in my notes here.
like cinnamon red hot, but it's a trichiloma. Not matsutake. It's trichiloma. What is it? It's a not. Is it
Believe-
Beryllium?
I believe you're actually technically right, but no, because what I have here is white matsutake, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the technical name for this mushroom is Trichoma magnivellar,
Okay.
magnivellar, or yeah, Magnivleare, magnivellar or velar.
It's one of the matsutakis, though.
Yes, white
But
matsutake.
cool.
Commonly known as the matsutake white matsutake ponderosa mushroom, pine mushroom, or American matsutake. It's a gill mushroom found in the east of the Rocky Mountains in North America, growing in the coniferous woodlands, and it's an ectomycorrhizal fungi. They're edible.
It's a rare one.
Yep, they exist in a symbiotic relationship with various species of pine, commonly jack pine, and they belong to the genus Tricholoma, which includes closely related East Asian songi or matsutake, as well as the Western matsutake. And it says there that they can be kind of confused with amanitas. Until recently, the name Tricholoma described all the matsutake mushrooms found in America, and since the early 2000s, molecular data has indicated the presence of a separate species in a prior group, with only those found in eastern United States and Canada retaining their name. The Magdalena or wherever it is.
I think
Let's go to the next one.
I think we also have Beryllium here in Colorado. That's also a trichiloma.
Yes, sir.
Is it edible?
Well, speaking of that, sorry, the one that we just looked up, while tough, the mushroom can be eaten both raw and cooked and is considered choice. In recent years, globalization and wider social acceptability of the mushroom hunting has made collection of pine mushrooms widely popular in North America. However, serious poisonings have resulted in confusion with this mushroom with poisonous white amanita species. Local mushroom hunters sell their harvest daily to local deposits, which rush them to airports, and the mushrooms are then shipped by fresh by air to Asia, where demand is high and the prices are premium. So this is for the mushroom that we were just looking at.
Oh yeah,
if that
yeah.
gives you a hint.
Yeah, that one is, but this one is different.
It is different.
So this one's also trichiloma, but I'm guessing it's one of the non-edibles. Is it the actual? No. Is it the matsutake?
No.
I don't think it is the matsutake one. Let me see.
Nope. I don't think so. But yes, it is known as a matsutake, but what type of matsutake? It's also found in North America. It produces edible choice mushrooms that can be confused with the poisonous Amanita smithiana. Am I pronouncing that right? Smithiana?
Probably.
So, white Amanita muscaria mushrooms. There's been some poison.
So this one
because of it.
Is an edible one, you're saying?
Yeah, and it is in the matsutake species complex, which includes the closely related East Asian mushroom or matsutake, as we just mentioned, and the Mexican matsutake. Was previously included with the American matsutake. So they separated.
The one I thought the other one was. This is Marillianum.
Exactly right. Correct,
this
buddy.
Is the one that I was already aware of in Colorado. So that's what I thought the other
Definitely.
one was.
It says here found in North America from October to January, especially on the West Coast in sandy soil, along with pines, Douglas fir, tan oak, madrone, and manzanita as well.
If I were to find either of these mushrooms in Colorado, I would have assumed that it was this one.
All right. And lastly and finally, where do you think that these mushrooms are from?
So, and
Oh, sorry. Go ahead and do it
I'm
again. I muted you
saying,
out.
I'm guessing it's somewhere close to Colorado, probably Wyoming,
No, and no. No and no.
New Mexico.
Fairly close, but no. I'll give you a hint. You're getting warm or you're getting colder, rather. You got to go up.
Okay.
And it's still in the Rocky Mountains. Keep that in mind.
Montana.
Nope. I mean, you guys in the chat can guess too. I'm not sure. I'm looking at
Let's
everybody's comments here, but
I'm guessing it is from. I'm terrible at geography. It's one of my greatest weakness. South Dakota.
no, sir.
No. It's not even part of the Rockies.
It's funny because you guessed this state several times for several other mushrooms, and now we
Idaho.
finally gotten to it. Huh?
Idaho.
No. Nope.
Really? So it's you. It's gotta be
Really?
Utah.
Nope. You got to go. Keep going up, man. You got to keep going up in northwest.
Washington.
Yes, sir.
Both of those grow in Washington.
All the way up into the northwest.
Interesting.
And that's where this is the proposed state mushrooms, mind you. Maybe this is why they're considering both of them. Maybe you can get both of them. I'm not really sure. I didn't go into the details of all that, but yeah, it's Washington State's proposed state mushrooms. So
It's interesting how
hopefully,
similar Washington mushrooms are to Colorado mushrooms. A lot of the I watch a lot of content from the Washington guys, and they have a lot of the same stuff, and it's interesting.
super neat, dude. And obviously they
Yeah.
get a lot more rain. We just got a ton of rain up here in northern Colorado. So
But yeah, I would love to find some of those. I have not found them yet, but it's on my list of mushrooms that
very cool, dude.
that I'm allowed to sell to the public.
Cool. Apparently they bring a high price in Asia, so they buy them, ship them fresh. They're that much of a big deal, so
They
it's
are
crazy.
The Marillianum is often confused with actual matsutake. Actual matsutake does not grow in Colorado, but this is the one that does. Yeah.
And apparently it's been at least reportedly mistaken for white amanitas enough to where people have been getting poisoned from it. So be careful what you guys are harvesting out there. It's part of why we're trying to do the show.
You see in the bottom of that mushroom, it's got that really, really thick area on the bottom of the stipe. A lot of people will confuse like a cup for that. And is it a cup or is it just really, really thick bottom of the stipe? Be careful.
Cool.
Know the spore colors, know the taste, things like that will save your ass in the field.
Definitely. There's a little bit of herbal medicine stuff here. Talks about the different kinds of herbs and their benefits. Let me pull it up on my screen so I can see it here. I'm just going to run through a couple of these really quick here. Peppermint is also, or sorry, not also, but obviously it's really good for cooling, and mint compress is where Vicks Vapor Rub, where you rub it on your chest when you have a cold, stuff comes from. So you're making it for a tea if you have allergies or a cold. Super great. Lavender is soothing. You can make hair fresheners, candles, and tons of different things out of lavender, even tea, to where you can get sedating benefits if you have trouble sleeping. There's a couple herbs on here that are really great for sleep. I even recently heard a neat study, Mary, maybe you could speak on this, that Amanita was being used to treat insomnia. So that's pretty cool.
Yep, because it's the GABA A receptors.
Okay.
It's very similar to other sleep medications and stuff.
Nice. It's pretty cool. Tea tree is great for skin, minor irritations, or like cuts and wounds and stuff. Antioxidants and hibiscus. These are tons of. We've talked about some other herbs and fruits and stuff that you can make teas and just ingest in general to get micronutrients. This just kind of adds to our list. You guys can look this over. Holy basil is super great. Lemon balm is super great. These are great herbs. Aloe vera, even ingesting aloe vera is really great for your skin, for your body. Just some stuff to keep in mind.
I was over at James Weiser's house, famous mycologist, yesterday, and his backyard is full of medicinal plants and
That's my
all
dream,
sorts
dude.
of really cool shit. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so
Yeah.
cool. And I'm like, oh my god, your rhubarb's as thick as my arm.
That's my dream.
I
Heck
love
yeah.
rhubarb. But yeah, James Weiser, he's a cool guy. I'm excited
I
to be
mean, I
working with him.
enjoy it. Nice, cool. I do plan on making a rhubarb Zeta flavor coming soon. A few months anyway.
So I went to his house, like I was saying, I went to his house yesterday, and I was like, I'd really, really like to grow this certain mushroom. And I mentioned it as I walk in the door. He's like, you know what? I've got that right there. So he handed it to me. So it's actually one of the
dude.
projects that I'm like, we're talking about possibly bringing this mushroom that no one is growing and no one has on the market yet. And there's been a lot of good research on the medicinal properties of it. So
Very cool.
I need to make sure, my task right now is to make sure that this is not actually contamination. And make sure he actually
Isolate
isolated
it.
it properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we all make mistakes. You just gotta double check it.
Right on, man. I like it. And sometimes you never know. Sometimes it looks like wispy, like white mold, but then it ends up being good mycelium.
This is a mushroom that no one's grown before. This is not on anybody's radar.
Cool. I love it, dude. If you can do it, that'd be nice.
It's got a lot of potential. I'm really, really excited about it.
Mycorrhizal?
It is saprobic.
Okay.
It loves wood. It's a wood lover.
Okay. Cool.
It's similar to Ganoderma in a way. It's closely related.
Hopefully, it might create your own strain of mushroom with it. Who knows?
Well, my idea is it's a mushroom that I know doesn't have any toxins in it, and if I grow the mushroom myself, I can sell it to the public. No, I don't even need to be a wild mushroom identification expert because that's not a wild mushroom.
Right.
That's a cultivated mushroom. Just like people grow turkey tail or Ganoderma in their own, grow bags. I think I can get this to work too.
Not to mention, depending on where you're harvesting the mushrooms from, if you're selling them, you won't be able to harvest them in half of the locations that you could if you were just going to eat them at home.
Right.
Let's we got about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes, but I just want to cover this real fast. This picks up where we were before about chakras, and we're going to talk about frequencies and stuff for a little bit. I know this is, go ahead.
Mello made a joke. She says, I love wood. Where's Jesus? I need a reflection pool, friend.
Go to the corner. All right. Go to timeout. I know this is kind of like a little bit of a woo-woo topic, but we're not going to get into the woo-woo stuff of it. Actually, we will, but we're going to talk about the factuals of it, like what frequencies are and how they affect our body and our mind, and how they align with chakras and what it even means, and then we can kind of talk a little woo-woo about frequencies, man. But yeah, let's just kind of start where we left off on chakras and a little video that kind of sums it up.
If your energies are in the lowest chakra, which is referred to as the Mooladhara, food and sleep will be the most dominant factors of your life. If your energies move into Swadhisthana, then you are a pleasure seeker. If your energies move into Manipuraka, then you are a doer in the world, you are an achiever. If your energies move into Anahata, you are a creative person, you're more creative about life. If your energies move into Vishuddhi, you are a powerhouse. Power need not just mean this. Human beings can be powerful in so many different ways. If energies move into your Agna, then you have clarity of vision. Nothing can touch you, nothing can disturb you, you come to that point. From the lowest point of Mooladhara to Agna, there are many ways of reaching there. But from Agna to Sahasrar, there is no way. It's a pathless path. When all methods are dropped, only then from Agna to Sahasrar one will reach. If your energies touch your Sahasrar, the topmost chakra, you will become ecstatic like for no reason.
And this is the idea of letting like heaven flow through you, the divine flow through you from your head down to your feet. And we can see here, we talked a little bit about this before. It's basically, I think, I speak I can't read them, but yeah. Anyway, you guys can read it. You get the point. So different chakras how they line up down our
Says,
body.
I understand, I see, I speak, I love, I do, I feel, I am.
Yeah, 100%. And there's different variants because there's some of them say I think, but yeah, basically. Play a little
This
quick
is
video.
sand reacting to sound. By connecting a metal plate to a tone generator and pouring sand on top of it, the sand reacts to the frequencies. And the higher the tone, the more complex the patterns become.
And another famous quote here. We might have showed this on the show before, even for Nikola Tesla. It says, "If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." And just like that video of the gentleman that was speaking, just kind of like what we put our energy into in our lives, just depends on how our outcome is. Like whether we're being unmotivated or we're being too motivated or whatever, right? If our energies aren't lined up. Let's talk about this. In factual terms, this is what I was talking about before about how our reality, we can only see so much of what's going on. You're going to see, we're going to speak about this a little bit. We're going to use the term THC, and what THC is terahertz, and it falls between the microwave level, and the infrared level. Obviously, what you're seeing in the color spectrum right there is what human beings can see, and these outside of our spectrum, human beings cannot see them. They have to use instruments, obviously, to be able to even see what's going on. So more than likely, you could assume that there's even things that are going on outside those ranges that we don't know about. It says here the human eye can only see between 430 and 730 terahertz, and our ears can only detect the sound between 20 hertz and 30 hertz, so it says. These ranges make up a fraction of the total sound and light frequencies that we hear. So it's the world around us is only perception of small window that we're looking through into the real reality around us. I'm going to pull this back up here for just a second while I read some stuff off. Frequencies and the rate of vibration measured in hertz or terahertz, like we were just looking at here. They affect humans and the world by shaping brain activity, physical tissue responses, and natural and environmental rhythms. Sound waves, electromagnetic fields, and Earth's natural pulses all interact with our bodies and ecosystems in measurable ways. External audio rhythms can sync with electrical brain patterns to alter states of consciousness. Delta waves between 0.5 hertz and 4 hertz are linked to deep restorative sleep. People use these for sleep. There's some sleep apps that actually play these delta brain waves. I've tried them out several times before. The theta hertz between 4 and 8 hertz activate during deep relaxation, light sleep, and meditation. The alpha brain waves are associated with calm, focus, and meditative mind. The beta brain waves are present during active problem solving and alert daily tasks. And the gamma rays are tied to peak cognitive performance and information processing, such as doing like high intensity sports or something like that. Low frequency vibrations, deep sound waves can stimulate tissue healing and reduce joint discomfort and encourage cellular regeneration. It's something that scientists are really starting to get into, and there's been tons of evidence that supports these working, especially in combination with other medical treatments. Low frequency tones activate the parasympathetic nervous system to slow heart rates, while harsh high frequency noises trigger stress hormones like cortisol. Low term exposure to loud chaotic frequencies damages inner hair cells and raises the risk of high blood pressure. So this is like living in a town with a lot of noises like New York City or whatever. Can even have that's why whenever you feel the difference between when you're in a city compared to being in nature. A natural electromagnetic frequency pulsing between the Earth and the ionosphere that aligns with human relaxation patterns. It's called the Schumann resonance. It's 7.83 hertz. Nature and wildlife, this is a big thing because birds use magnetic fields to navigate, and certain tones or acoustic vibrations have been shown to influence plant growth and cellular activities. So frequencies run our world around us. These things absorb frequencies. Animals travel the world by frequencies. They use high frequencies like X-ray strips electrons from atoms to damage DNA, or low frequencies like radio waves. They lack that energy, but we use them to, listen to radio and communicate for a long time. Blue light frequencies suppress melatonin production, and this keeps humans alert during daylight hours. You probably have heard about blue light blockers on your phone, where people have them before they go to bed so it doesn't disturb their sleep. Infrared frequencies vibrate water molecules in skin cells, and this generates heat to maintain body temperature. Red light therapy is another thing that people have been super into. There's been tons of evidence that shows it has health benefits. MRI machines, I can go on and on. Infrasound, elephants and whales use frequencies below 20 hertz, and these low frequencies travel hundreds of miles through the earth and the ocean. I actually learned a cool fact the other day that the longest whale recording ever was 1 hour long. Bats and dolphins emit frequencies above 20,000 hertz, and they use the returning echoes to build a complex 3D mental maps. Some scientists even suggest that they could see better with echolocation than we can with our eyes. Migratory birds detect Earth's weak magnetic fields. There's a part in their eyes that lets them visually perceive magnetic north called cryptochromes, rather. And as we were just looking at with that video with the sand, earthquakes produce low frequency acoustic waves, and these waves allow geologists to map the composition of Earth's core, being able to see the layers of what's inside. Lightning strikes are within that Schumacher frequency that we were just looking at. They constantly recharge the 7.83 hertz global electrical circuit. The rhythm has persisted throughout evolutionary history. So for as long as we've known humans have been evolving, there's been this frequency that's in the air around us. The universe hums with a faint 106.2 gigahertz microwave frequency. This is you guys have probably heard about this, about how when you turn your TV on and you see static, that frequency from the universe, from the Big Bang, is what's causing the static that's picking up on that frequency. So again, it just shows, like, even when our minds might not be aware of these things around us with our eyes or with our ears or with our bodies, they're constantly controlling the world around us. Super neat stuff, man. MRI machines, acoustic sonar, urban light pollution about the cities that we live in. Being in a city, it does more than just have an effect on you because you're constantly around the geopolitics and like the culture of it all, but it literally just the energy of being there in that city with all the electric and all the sounds of everything going off can really like disorient some people. Some people thrive in it, right? It all just depends on like type of person who you are. It's very unique, man.
I wonder how much we carry of that with us.
That's what I'm trying to say.
If you took a bus of people and then you take them to the trail, does it still pick up that energy?
Well, that's the woo-woo part of it that I wanted to bring into it. Like, whenever we're in a mode, like Nerdy was saying, whenever your friend's like in a depressive state or they're going through something really tough, are we giving off that energy? And are our friends having to do what I was saying? Like, are they having to stoop down to our vibration to get us up, like to help us through this? I think that's a very unique way to look at it. When you start to look at the world in terms of energy and frequencies and vibration, I'm in a pissed off mood and I'm just like vibrating this negative energy off of me. I mean, I'm not even aware of it, but everybody else can pick up on it like they're static, they're picking up on that shit, like radio waves. Like, I can hear you loud and clear over here, buddy.
I'm extremely empathic. I can literally feel people's like feelings when I'm around them. It's really hard to ignore.
Yeah, well, that's what that gentleman was saying about to that girl. Sorry you missed it, man. I mean, I could play it again, but yeah, he was explaining to her, like, that's the thing about being an empath is, you have to like, you got to be honest and clear and communicative, or else you kind of fuck everything up, by being too kind. So it's hard because it's like, how do I say what I want to say without being rude and without like, it's tough, dude. It's still something that I struggle with. I wish I fucking had a real answer. Like, this is how you do it. But I think it's like a correlation of things, combination of things. Being aware is the first step, obviously. And then from there on out, just practicing the agreements all the way through, man. And you have to really ultimately decide at the end of the day, is this something that I want to like, I can't lower my vibration for you all the time, man. It's like that analogy of the trench. Like, we can't just sit here and we can't leave you behind. So it's like, we're at a certain point, either I have to leave you or you have to come, like we're caught between a rock and a hard place. Like, I can't always lower my frequency for you to try to bring you up. You're always bringing me down. Like, I'm trying to move on and like build myself up. So it's very difficult, dude. I've had friends in my life that I had to choose, like, you know what? We're on different paths. So I got to let this go. Your vibration's like super low.
Also, the message today, whom have you not seen? It's really, really, it's just, you think of friends dealing with one problem, you find out it's actually multiple.
Yeah. Right.
And it just,
yep, I get it.
Yeah. And you just, you don't know until you know.
And then you never know anyway, because our reality is only our reality. There's already a spectrum that humans can't see outside of that's way bigger than what we can see. So how am I supposed to relate what I see to what you see? You might be colorblind. You might literally not see what I see. Or you might be like mentally impaired or repaired in a way that I'm not, right? So it's like we all have different like things about us that make us see the world in a totally different way. They give us like benefits and detriments and everything, right? It's being a human being. It's like being a tiger and be like, you know what? I have to eat to be able to live. I can't be a vegetarian, but I'm conflicted with killing. It's what we're doing essentially as human beings. We're like, I have these feelings and have these thoughts and emotions, but I'm trying not to let them control me. It's very difficult, dude. This is the fucking Jedi way. But speaking of Star Wars, it's like being Yoda, being a master of your mind.
I'm probably going to be reaching out to a couple of you in chat that I know that have dealt with some similar things, just to see what you might suggest.
Cool. Did anybody recommend
any
movie?
names, but expect some of you might want to. We'll be getting his message from me. We'll see. I'm not trying to be too cryptic. I'm just trying to also maintain people's privacy and stuff too. But
yeah, whenever it comes to things like that, what I love to do is just take some mushrooms, smoke some DMT, and just meditate on that shit. Really just think about it. Like, step outside of myself and my emotions and look at it from every angle. Like, how would I handle this if I was that person? How would I handle it if I'm me? How would I handle it if I was a different person or if I was no one? And that really helps me out a lot.
Most of the time, I would turn to somebody that I see has already dealt with it and got through it.
Of course. Wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that helps out a lot.
They have the experience that I do not have, that I don't have that context.
That other perception. Definitely did. Yeah, it's nice. Let me see. I'm trying to see if anybody here. Mike says, yeah, it's been a long time since I watched The Matrix. Somebody recommended The Matrix.
Keanu Reeves. I know Sharon likes Keanu.
Oh, that was you? Okay. We could do that. I'm down with that. It's been a while since I've seen it too.
She suggested Devil's Advocate first, but I'm like, I don't know about Devil's Advocate.
I'm not sure what that is. But we can always add it to our list.
Really? Wow. Yeah, that's one we need to add to the list then.
Cool. We'll do that next week.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
But yeah,
we'll knock out The Matrix tonight.
I think The Matrix fits in with all of the 4 agreement stuff and all the program and things like that we're always talking about.
Actually, it'll go pretty well because I'm going to try out some of these Clockwork Oranges that I got from you, the genetics. They came out looking super tall. I got some really tall mushrooms. Yeah, I'll try some out. It'll be a perfect movie to see how it goes.
Cool. And then the following week, we'll watch Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Okay. I like it. It's a good movie.
I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be fun. Just
for me, I haven't seen a lot of old school movies, or if I have seen them, I've just seen them in passing. I haven't like sat down and watched them, so it's been cool to knock some of the old school movies out with you guys, even like Harry and the Henderson and stuff like that. It's like I like
Harry
watching those
Anderson
old
was a
school
good
movies,
one.
dude.
I was
It's a perfect
surprised.
example of a perfect old good movie. You know, it's like a little corny, like the graphics aren't the fucking best, but it's still a great story, and you have fun watching it.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, dude.
Let's here. I'll share the link here in the Discord link.
Perfect. And you guys join and come watch with us on this Discord link that he's about to share. If you guys don't have a Discord account, just go ahead and sign up. It's
Keeping
super
this
cool.
channel open to the public for now. We're going to be closing it again sometime in the near future for people that are actually, paying, for support and stuff like that. But right now, we're trying to get people in to see what it's like, and it's not difficult. It's not tricky. It's Discord. We try to keep it as simple as possible. Discord is whatever the server owners make it. Let me see here. Where's the invite? There it is.
If anybody needs anything, supplements or anything, reach out. If you guys want to support MySticJourneyShirts.org, go get a membership and help support the channel. We appreciate everyone's support. Thank y'all guys so much. Appreciate everybody being here, and thank y'all for the kind comments and stuff. I'm glad you guys liked the lesson tonight. So I like to. I mean, shit, we've covered everything on the show at this point, but I try to touch on some things we haven't even covered yet. There's a couple really cool Bible studies that are not studies rather, but stories about like Samson and stuff that I found. And I think that some of these stories would be really cool to bring up on the show. So maybe if you guys want to, we could do that Friday after our reading. Just talk about some old biblical myths and the meanings behind them, what they really mean, like the stories behind it,
I want to talk to Samson.
It's very cool. I like those stories. I actually discovered this guy on Instagram, and now he just made his YouTube channel, but he talks about all these stories and really goes into detail about it. So it's really cool the way he explains it. So it's got me intrigued. Like, it's a new way presented, like, to listen to these stories. Yeah, we'll get into some of that. Hope you guys like it. Anything else, guys?
I think that's about it.
Cool. We usually start about 30 minutes after the hour, so here in about 20 minutes, everyone on Discord, you can go ahead and join in, and we'll start the movie about 20 minutes from now.
Yep.
Yeah, and
if you're having trouble, just say anything in any of those channels. We'll see it, and we'll help you get into the right channel.
Definitely. Hey, y'all, please have a good rest of your night, and thank y'all so much for being here. Yeah, I think that's all. Cool.
All right. Yeah. Let me see here.
Bye. Y'all have a good night.
Bye, everyone.
Stepping slow at dawn, mystic journeys on the door. Boots still muddy from the trail, we bring the woods inside the floor. Woven baskets by the bench, sage and yarrow in the air. Old hands pass a soft-born truth like firelight we learn to share. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take it all to heart. Don't make a spell of what you see. We begin where we are. Mystic journey. soup and stories, cracked out laughs, the kind that make you able. Ancient wisdom in the stew, in the herb jars, in our